It's Thursday, March 7th, and I'm a creature from the vlog. Creatures from the vlog are sorry for not posting. So, what's been happening is Tuesday is when the PlayStation Network updates their store, and there's been a lot of downloadable contents that I've been really into that have been coming out. So, this past Tuesday, the final single-player downloadable content for the third Mass Effect game came out, and Frankie and I have been playing it, and I love it. It sounds like Frankie loves it. It's hilarious. So I kept distracting myself waiting for that to get out. So once it was out, I just played that until 5 o'clock in the morning. And then the Tuesday before that, there was a multiplayer downloadable content for Mass Effect. Definitely a DLC for Skyrim. So when I downloaded that, I played Skyrim and I played Mass Effect. So both Tuesdays I've just been like, oh, I'm in a vlog, ooh, but I'm gonna download this thing now and I'm gonna play it, and I'm gonna play it for like 8 hours. Yeah, let's do this, let's go. Carrie, I'm so happy to be known as your comic book curator. I am more than happy to continue being that. I'm glad that you like the comics that I lend you. Heather, I mean, it's not a big deal that you talked a lot about your sandwich because it looked like it was a nice sandwich. I'm glad to hear that, like, you were saying that you have a little bit of time to, like, catch up on stuff and relax a bit. Kirstani, those CAPTCHA things are really funny. I try to avoid websites that do that, but every once in a while I find myself having to because of, like, other sites not working. I haven't really been up to too much because that's the story of my life. I've just been hanging out as always. This past weekend, my sister moved back into the house finally. Today and this weekend, my sister and my father are in Atlantic City, so it's just me and my mom, so the house is pretty quiet, which I appreciate. I love my sister to death, but she's already falling back into like old habits of being annoying in the house, so that sucks, but everybody will just have to adjust to it, I guess. I saw Amanda yesterday. We played the second Silent Hill together for 3 hours, which I've been kind of ignoring, and I really shouldn't because it doesn't belong to me, it belongs to Frankie. And we still hate it. We're still willing to plow through it, but it's kind of a like, well, we don't have a Resident Evil game to play, so we really should play this. Because we beat the 6th Resident Evil game, so we don't have anything else. I've been hanging out with Melissa a few times too. I've seen her and Jay a few times. I went out to dinner with Amanda and Jay for Jay's birthday and some of his friends, and we played Munchkin. But yeah, other than just like hanging out, I haven't really been going anywhere other than the comic book store, and I have so many comic books. Before I talk about that, I got my PAX IDs for PAX. Yeah, I'm psyched. I can't wait. It really weirds me out to think of how close PAX is and how close the GREs are and how I'm not prepared for the GREs and how I still haven't done anything with my internship because Jesus fucking Christ. And yeah. But I mean, this weekend Tina's going to be in Washington with my poster, so hopefully that goes well and hopefully I get some contacts from that despite the fact I'm not physically there. One of the things I got when I went to the comic book shop was actually a box for my comics. And I also got boards and bags. So now, all of my DC comics are in this box. As you can see, the top is too large, because I'm an idiot. I grabbed the wrong top. That's actually mostly the comic book stores, because it was that classic comics place on St. George Ave, and that place is a fucking mess. So, like, I didn't realize I grabbed the one. But, like, look. They're all nice and uniform and organized, and I have them in alphabetical order, and it's beautiful. We did a final count of how many comic books I currently own, and not including trades, I have 140 comics around. So that's pretty exciting. I've been borrowing a lot of comics from people, but one of the new comics that I bought was Doctor Strange: The Oath. I really want to get into a Marvel comic, but there's not really a comic that I'm really that interested in. I do like the Journey into Mystery comics that Frankie has lent me before and that I still need to read, but just nothing really catches my eye. But Doctor Strange seems pretty interesting. As a late birthday gift, also, Nikki got me 2 Doctor Strange trades. This one is like a reboot that was recently done that tells his origin story, and this one is the Essential Doctor Strange, and it's like all the old-timey Doctor Strangers from back when Stan Lee still wrote comics. There's about 60 comics in here, so that's interesting. I don't really like reading old-timey comics that well, so I'm not super psyched about it, but it should be interesting just because, like, part of the things that I always find interesting about comic books is even though that I don't have a real, like, firm understanding of history and I don't really remember a lot of dates or things, I do find it interesting to, like, read things and then think about what was happening in that time. Like how with Batwoman, like, Batwoman was kicked out of West Point because of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, and, like, that's really poignant and that really has something to do with the time, so it should be interesting to see if there's anything that I can pick up on these old comics of, like, themes that are, like, obviously have to do with, like, things that have been happening in at that time. So I think the last thing that I want to do for this vlog is I'm just going to read off this list of comics that I've been reading since I last vlogged. I read Talon 0 through 5, Green Arrow 1 through 7, Penguin Pain and Prejudice, which is a 5 like miniseries comic about the Penguin, Zatanna 1 through 15, Ravagers 9, Deathstroke 17, Team 7 0 through 5, Batwoman 17, Batman Beyond Unlimited 13, Birds of Prey 7, Doctor Strange the Oath, which I showed before, a 4-part miniseries called Clarion the Witch Boy, Batman Night of the Owls, which was about like 7 or 8 comics because that was a trade, Mouse Guard the Black Axe, which was just like a tiny little comic, Saga 9. I read 2 trades of Fatale, which I believe that makes 10 comics total, Young Romance, which was the February Valentine's Day special comic for DC Comics, and 1 of Katana. I don't own all of those. Those are just ones that I borrowed, or some that I borrowed and some that I own. But comics, so good. Really like them. Bye.